Welcome, everyone, to this full edition of Talented Universe on this 29th day of September in 2025. I'd like to welcome my co-hosts today. Liz, how are you doing?
I am doing wonderful. How about you?
I am doing wonderful too. And are you as excited as I am to have this wonderful trio on?
Oh, more than you absolutely know. I have so many questions, trust
That's
me.
what I figure. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce them first and not throw you under the bus like I did earlier today. And then I'm just going to let you go ahead with your questions. So, Kollin,
Good to be here,
Emily,
Michael.
and Dylan from DEK of Hearts, The Voice, season 28.
Hi, everyone.
Liz,
Yeah,
go ahead, Liz.
I am so excited to have you guys here because it wasn't even a full note when you guys stepped out, and I was listening to the harmonies, and it was just absolutely blowing me away. And by the time you were done, before Niall said it, I actually looked at my daughter. I turned to her and I said, "Oh my God, they are so tight." And then you guys had said that you'd only been together for 14 months. And I was like, and I almost said the exact same thing. So I'm wondering if you guys have only been together for 14 months, how did that all come out?
I definitely think that came about. That's a great question. Yeah, it's really quick. Two things. We traveled on a worship team. Kollin and Emily traveled together. We went to Trevecca Nazarene University in downtown Nashville. And I actually got to travel with Emily's husband. So I think, we would go for like 3 months in the summer, be out on the road, and you're singing the same songs, working with a team of musicians, and singing with the same people. So I think that's kind of how Kollin and Emily's vocals got really tight. And then also Emily, she's really good at being able to blend her vocals and adjust to other singers. So I think bringing me into the mix, I think that really helped a lot. But also too, I think that the Lord has kind of brought this, especially the voice, how we auditioned and the way that we did it. I think he's kind of had his hand in this, and it's been a really quick process. But
Hmm.
it's definitely been a lot of practice. But I definitely think that the Lord has had his hand on this. I don't know if anyone else wants to add anything.
Yeah. I was just gonna add that we all come from very musical backgrounds, which also really helps. My parents, in particular, used to play little harmony games with me when I was really little in the car. We would pull up to the grocery store, and they'd be singing something in the front row, and my mom was normally the alto, my dad was normally the tenor, and they would always try to get me to find a soprano part, which was always so fun. And Kollin grew up in like the bluegrass world, and Dylan grew up in listened to a lot of R&B and pop, and so we all came from very different backgrounds, but all the backgrounds include very tight harmonies, and so it's something that we've all kind of been doing our whole lives, and I think that our friendship being the bass has really kind of helped us know each other well, know what we're going to do vocally well, and it kind of just fell into place. Yeah.
And from a time frame point of view, we graduated in May of 2023. So we had done my senior recital, and Dylan and Emily were a part of that. And we weren't a trio at the time. It was just solo stuff, which was fun. And we were pursuing that with everything that we had. And then we sang What If I Never Get Over You by Lady A, and people said there was something there. You should check into that and pursue that. And we kind of, didn't think too much about it at that time. And then you kind of fast forward to 11 months later, April 2024, we opened for Grammy Award-winning artist Rhonda Vincent. And that was our first debut performance as the trio. And so that's just so crazy how it's all come to fruition so fast, especially with the voice. Because April 2024, fast forward to now. and it's just crazy that how this has happened so fast.
One thing I do know, you definitely made Jody Messia very proud with the way that you did that song. It was so beautiful, and the harmonies, like I said, were incredible.
Thank you.
Here's a question. Why exactly did you choose Niall? Was it because of what he said and the fact you kind of know his background? He was on another singing competition show, but he also had, at that point, just come together to, be on One Direction, because that was all formed, during the show. So do you think his experience, that's why you leaned more toward Niall?
Yeah. I think Reba was such an obvious choice. Reba is the most iconic woman in country music, besides Dolly. And seriously, I think we knew going into this that every single country artist was going to think that same exact thing. And you guys will see that there are some crazy country artists coming. And so just on the show in general. And so Reba, we knew that Reba would have been a great option, but Niall knows so much about group dynamics on and off stage. He knows so much about harmonies. He knows what it's like to be young in the industry. He's still very young in the industry, and so Reba is the obvious choice. But we knew that America would be a little bit shocked when we went with Niall, and he hasn't let us down yet. And so I'm looking forward to continuing to work with him.
Oddly enough, I was not surprised that you went with Niall instead of Reba for several reasons. What I was hearing in your voices, and granted, Reba can cover anything,
Totally.
that she sets her mind to. But I was hearing a lot of pop, and I was hearing a lot of bluegrass coming through. And I was thinking, I have heard Niall sing in that genre. And remember, he is actually from Ireland as well, where a lot of the same country music vibe comes through with his own style. So besides that, and besides the fact that, he'd already been through a similar competition, I thought he'd have been the perfect coach for you. And I'm really glad that you chose him for that.
Thanks. Yeah.
So, I wanted to say real quick, congratulations. I know you guys won the Tennessee Songwriters Week, and you got to play, and I'm so jealous, what I consider my second favorite place in Nashville. You guys played the Bluebird. And when you walked in there, could you feel all of the history coming in on that?
You can smell the history.
Yeah.
They haven't changed anything in years. They've got those like Christmas icicle lights all out. It's, so cool. And I'd seen what I think really clicked when we got there to sound check was I had watched the Bluebird documentary on a flight. It was just like one of the complimentary documentaries that they had. And I watched it and was blown away. And then when we got there, we saw some of the people that were on that documentary. And I was like, I can't believe that we're closing the night right now at the Bluebird for the Tennessee Songwriters Week competition. So, to be there and, so many people in the industry that had written songs that we love were there. And it just was a very surreal experience. But I will say, it felt super at home, like when we were up on the stage. It's very intimate, and so I wasn't really that nervous, which unlike our blind audition, which I was so nervous I was shaking, it's so intimate. It feels like home. You're sitting there, people are eating and drinking, and you're playing and telling stories, and so it doesn't get better than that.
Just kind of like you're picking and singing right, around the campfire with your friends and family type of thing.
Yeah.
Totally.
That was always the vibe kind of that I took from it too. So, you also about the same time recorded your very first single, Taillights, which when I posted for the story, it was actually on it and I was able to put that in. So anybody that was watching my story when I posted for this got kind of a taste of it. But
Yay.
where can we find it? Is it like on all streaming platforms or only a specific one?
Yeah,
it's on everything.
Yeah, everything.
Good.
Anywhere you can listen, you can find it for sure.
What's funny is I was listening to it and I've heard the whole thing. Excuse me. I felt that it had kind of a Miranda Lambert type style to it. Was that, who are your influences? Because I was hearing a lot of different influences coming through.
I think one of our group's influences definitely Lady A. Like we jokingly call ourselves Lady B, the B team. Definitely that. What else do you guys think? There's quite a few.
What's so cool, I think everyone brings different influences, which is really, really cool. It creates something unique. As a group, definitely Lady A. Anybody that has harmonies, like we love to put our own spin on. We do a little version of Landslide, and we do kind of the Chicks version, which is so fun. And you get to kind of influence and bring in like I feel like bluegrass harmonies is really where you get to hear that tone. But what's cool about Taillights is it leans more of the pop country than definitely traditional or bluegrass, but you still get to hear it like there's a dobro and there's a mandolin and the movement and the harmonies, which is really, really cool.
No, I definitely agree. It is on my repeat list. I've probably listened to it since I found it 15 times already.
Well,
thank you.
It is one that will stay in my playlist. It is very good, and I cannot wait to hear more stuff coming from you guys.
Yeah, us too.
Right now, I'm going to give it to Michael real quick.
So you all met in college. You kind of went over that. Did you, when you heard each other sing solo, did you even think of maybe joining up then, or did it? I wasn't exactly sure how it came about that you formed the group. Maybe I missed it, but.
Yeah. Well, I knew immediately that I wanted to take advantage of Dylan's songwriting ability. And so I just about grabbed him by the throat as a solo artist to write me songs. But Kollin, didn't you have an experience that you saw?
Yeah, I saw both of them at school. I mean, Dylan was singing by himself on this, like they had like a showcase for some of the students. And I came to Trevecca later than Emily and Dylan. And Dylan was singing and I was blown away. He was singing, what was the song?
Visiting Hours by Ed Sheeran. Yeah.
And I was blown away by that. And then I'd heard Emily lead worship there at school, and I thought she's got such a powerful voice. But to be honest, the thought of a trio never had crossed our minds. What's so funny is we stumbled upon a video of us singing together for the very, very, very first time in our cafeteria at school. And you can tell by the video that we had never considered singing together, it's just so funny to see. And then fast forward, to about a year and a half later and we had started it, which is crazy how fast things can change.
Yeah, it was kind of just like one of those things that we just kept ending up together. Like our director that kind of ran the traveling teams that we traveled on, she just kind of kept pairing us together for little one-off events. Like Dylan and Kollin would play acoustic, or Kollin would play keys and Dylan would play acoustic, and we'd all three sing. And it kind of just happened to where, like, if one of us was doing something, we'd call on the other ones, or if Kollin was out gigging and I showed up for an event, he'd pull me up on stage and we'd sing together. It just kind of kept happening like that. And finally we kind of just looked at each other and we were like, hey, well, we do this so often that we should try to make some money off of it, And so that's kind of when we decided, like, okay,
to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. When people started really pointing it out, like, hey, there's something there. We kind of started to believe them,
And when you first, kind of decided to do it and you recorded, and just to hear what you all sounded like, were you blown away because you really didn't realize it? Or did you kind of know that is Dylan going crazy over there with that question?
I think we were genuinely surprised. Like Kollin said, looking back on some of the earlier videos, you're kind of like, ooh, we're a little off here, and all that funny stuff, just because we're used to hearing ourselves separately. But I definitely agree that when you have people coming up to you and there's like, oh my gosh, you guys have something there. I really think that we took the time to look into it, and also we're from three different states. I'm from Ohio, Emily's from Indiana, and Collin's from Missouri. But I think we all wanted to stay in Nashville, and we're like, we want to do music in some capacity. And so I think the more that we kept playing together and little gigs or little bars and stuff, I think that definitely the harmonies got tighter. And then you listen back and you're like, oh wow, we've grown a lot,
Yeah,
practice helps. Yeah,
totally. I would also say that we pride ourselves on the fact that we're a trio that all three of us can sing independently. There isn't just one person that leads the pack the whole time. And I think that's something that is so unique about specifically our trio, as well as Lady A, and other little trios that have popped up along the way. But there's something very unique when every single one of the people can sing independently and have a unique voice, to where when they all come together, we have to be very cautious about how to blend our voices, because we all are very unique, but somehow it all works together as well.
That's good. Liz, you're muted, Liz.
Sorry. A couple things that I actually had wanted to touch on. When you made it through on the blinds, obviously nobody knew except maybe a few select personal friends and family. How did the rest of everybody react when they saw you there and when you told them?
Like once the audition aired,
Yeah.
I think we've all been absolutely blown away. I mean, on across all platforms, I think we're like over. I mean, I know that we're over 7 million views across all platforms, which is the craziest thing we've ever done. I mean, or been a part of, which
We had
is
1,500 followers like a month
yeah,
ago,
yeah,
you know?
Wow.
yeah. So the growth has been a little bit faster. I've been blown away by the response of people enjoying it more than just like our friends and family. Like when you see a comment that's like, wow, this trio could win it all, or something like that. I'm seriously blown away every time I see that comment, because
Yeah.
before we walked out to do the blind audition, I mean, we prayed for one chair turn and all four had turned.
Yeah.
So seriously, I think it has surpassed our expectations by a lot.
It's just phenomenal to me, that, like I said, that you guys are absolutely this wonderful, but yet individually, I've heard your music individually, and you're almost as good individually. It's like, God definitely gifted you guys with a voice.
Thank you.
One thing I did want to touch on real quickly is Dylan. You have an album, or at least a single that came out a little bit ago, "Make Me Jealous."
Yeah.
How did that come about, and where can we find it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I wrote that when I was still in college. That's kind of where I started getting more into songwriting and learning. I studied under a lady named Kim McLean. She's had a few cuts to like Tim McGraw, Faith Hill, Shania Twain. She's wonderful, but that just stemmed from a relationship that I had, and I think it's really cool. Looking back, it took so long to record, and once I finally recorded it, like I asked Emily, I said, "Would you like to record on this song with me and do some harmony?" And she had a lot of fun in the studio.
No, I didn't. It was so hard. His voice, as you guys can tell, is literally insane, and he had me doing vocal aerobics in the studio, which is not what I'm used to. But go ahead, Dylan.
No, and she did it, but I just thought it was so cool. I mean, it would have been nice to have Kollin, but I was like, I don't think this song is gonna be 3-part, but I was like, I just need someone's voice that can cut and do harmony. But it was really cool to have Emily on there with me. But we've played it out a few times like together, just at little shows here and there, because I think that song for me, it was just more of wanting to have something out because it had been my baby for such a long time. But it's also been fun just to dip my toe into the pop world. But I definitely think as a trio, we all know like our eggs are in the trio basket together, and so I think
Right.
it's important to be unified on that. But I appreciated them allowing me to, do that song, and it's so cool. I love listening to it, and I love that other people listen to it.
One thing I had actually was laughing at when I figured out something. Okay, you have it as deck of cards as in the first initial of each of your names, but technically it should be DEK because of somebody's husband. So
Well, that is true, I guess. Yeah, Deck of Hearts came along, yeah, definitely from DEK, Dylan Emily Kollin. But yes, my husband is the secret silent C for sure. Him and the boys are like the Three Musketeers, and we're all the bestest of friends. And he's wonderful and travels with us when he can. And he works a full-time job, so he's not able to come to every show. But when he does come on the road, he's the best roadie ever. He's so helpful, and he actually has a killer voice too. And so.
wow.
He also can help me find harmonies when I'm lacking and tell us when we're off. And so he's wonderful. And he runs sound for us sometimes and sells the merch and does anything and everything we need him to do. He's really the best supporter.
Speaking of merch, you guys have several items out under your merchandise. And one I saw, I love the design on, but I wish it was on a shirt. You have the Deck of Hearts trucker's cap. with that particular logo on it. Have you ever thought of doing that logo for a T-shirt? That particular one, because it
The
really
red
stands
one?
out.
Are you talking about the red one with the black?
Yeah, the red one with the hearts, and yeah, that.
Honestly, we haven't. No, that was the first. I think that was the first ever merch we made when we were like probably just a month or so into this, and so we haven't. But yeah, we have more merch to come, so they're welcome to check out our website.
It'll be on the website next week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some brand new merch. Yeah.
Cool. And I don't know if our fans heard what Kollin was saying, but it will be on your, where was it again?
The website, so DEKofHearts.com. Go to that store tab, and you can find all of our merch there.
Awesome. You guys have a concert coming up here very shortly. Can you tell us a little bit about it and the dates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know one of them is going to be in Nashville in our backyard. It's Whiskey Jam. We're so excited to play it. The owner reached out to us, and we have attended it like once or twice. But I definitely feel like it's a great up and coming, like next level thing to do in Nashville, and it's an honored play. And it's Dirk Bentley's bar, right,
Yeah.
guys? Second floor.
Dirks, yeah.
Yeah. Do we know when it starts at all yet?
I think 8 or 7.
7 or
7.
7 or 8. I can't remember. Yeah, but you can find it on the website, their Instagram. And then just the next day on October 10th, we're playing a show in my hometown, Terre Haute, Indiana, at a little shop called the Red Raccoon. My hometown has a huge cross city wide like fall festival that happens. We have a really large Amish population back home, and so a lot of folks will come out and sell their goods, and it's so much fun. It's just a family friendly event, and thousands of people come to it. And so we're going to be playing at a boutique that's near that festival that evening, and it's totally free. Both events are free. If people around that area would love for them to come out, we'll also be selling merch and playing our originals as well as covers there. And so, and there'll be food trucks and so many fun things to shop around and look at. So, yeah.
That sounds so much fun. I almost wish I was a little closer to you guys, because that's one of my fun things to do. Emily, I have a specific question for you. I noticed in a picture that you had an old record, a West Side Story. Are you influenced by the musicals and things like that as well?
Oh my goodness, what an iconic question to ask. I grew up doing musicals. I have such a sweet spot in my heart, specifically for West Side Story. That record that you saw was actually my grandparents' record, and so kind of inherited that from them. It's like from the 60s, I think. It's a super old record. I don't play it very often because it's kind of fragile, but yeah, it's wonderful. I did musicals in an elementary school and in high school, and did a lot of summer theater camps. And all through high school, I learned a lot about my voice in musicals. Specifically, we did Les Miserables my senior year, and it was incredibly vocally demanding. I look back on those videos and I'm like, oh, what was I doing? But in those moments, I really thought I knew what I was doing. Like in those moments, I was like, I really can do it. Like I'm really doing the thing, but there's nothing like performing live, truly nothing like performing under pressure live. I learned how important it is to be on from the second you step on stage to the second you step off stage under any circumstance, even if you're not feeling well, or if, there's something else you could be doing. There's people there that have paid to be there, and they deserve a good show. And so I learned from a very young age how important live performance is, specifically in musicals. So thank you for that question. That's very sweet.
Oh, not a problem. And what you just said about live performances is exactly true. In the mid to late 80s, I had my own band that we did a little bit of touring with. And yes, I don't care how sick you are, what's hurting you or what emotional thing is going on around you. You have to be on it the second you walk on and forget everything else and just feed off the audience's energy.
Yeah.
So, Michael, did you have anything more?
Well, let's see. You went over what I was going to make sure we did about the concert dates coming up. think you did. You did.
I did that. Yeah, she
You
just
did,
finished
that's
that.
what I thought, but I thought there were two, and I thought you only said one. That's why.
Yeah, we did both, the Whiskey
Okay.
Jam and the Red Raccoon.
Just to make sure. I just put up your webpage on our ticker too, so
Thank
so
you.
people
Thank
can
you.
get that. It's also on our webpage. So if you don't feel like writing it down, you just go to ndbmedia.net and you can find it there. Is there anything that you wanted to say before we go off? That you want to announce, anything, other things special or whatever, or say something to your new fans that you've accumulated or anything?
Yeah, I would just say thank you guys so much. The support has been insane. We do have more music to come. Probably not this year, but we have so much more amazing music coming next year. And so stay tuned. We've been working up a lot for our new fans in particular, as well as the old ones that have been here since the very, very beginning, when there was only couple people at our shows. And so thank you guys for having us. It's so kind.
Oh, lovely. It was lovely to have
pleasure.
you. Yeah, and so on behalf of us and on Liz and I, thank you so much for coming. If you'd like to come back again after the journey is over on The Voice, we'd love to have you. Keep it up, because you're knocking it out of the park.
Thank you.
And there is a trio did win once before, so
They did.
Yeah.
and
They
so
love us some girl named Tom.
yeah. So let us hope lightning strikes twice.
Woo. Thank you.
But everyone, thank you for coming. We will see you later. We've got more people coming up. We got two more voice guests. We have Jazz coming tomorrow.
Oh, Jazz.
At is it 7 p.m., Liz?
Yeah, 7 p.m.
7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central. And then on Wednesday at 2 p.m., 11 a.m. Pacific time, we have...
Isn't it Caroline?
Yeah, Carolina is going to be with us.
Yay.
Those are both wonderful guests. You'll love them.
Yes. I'm just before I went on, I saw Jazz was doing a live podcast, so I went, why does she look familiar? then it hit me. I said, wait a minute, that's Jazz.
Oh,
but
thank you guys.
Well, thank you for
we've
coming.
enjoyed it. Thank you so
We
much.
have enjoyed it. So everyone take care. We'll see you again next time. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
Thank you.